squad, and in a way, I hope he plays. He's had a terrific year, although he needs probably about another 3 inches to be the big ruckman. But
I might have to take what's his name, Jervis from West as a
Scotty.
backup.
Scotty.
He's a competitor, mate. I'd have him in there just for the way he competes.
Morgan, not quite, not up to it.
Who?
No.
Morgan.
No, you know who they need? They need Menchie. 41-year-old.
Hey, I tell you, you've got the best players. What about Scotty Purvis?
Scotty Purvis. Start of the final term here. 12-15-87 Inverleigh. Anakie 11-7-73. Grundle and Kenner to do the ruck work. Kenner gets it down. Through the middle. Hamer not going anywhere. Wrapped up. Second bounce on the sandpit. You have to ball it up on the sandpit. You can't bounce it.
It is a bloody pity, though, isn't it? You've got your two best ruckmen in the comp. They're both at full forward, not playing on each other.
Well, I said stay away from each other, but they're certainly staying away from each other. Grundle gets it down from the ruck contest. Costello, blind turns himself and leaves the football behind. Grozdanovsky goes long. That's Michael to full forward. There is Jimmy. Can he kick the goal? Yes, he
he might have missed it.
So a let off there. 3 goals, 1. His tally, 12-16-88, the Hawks. Anakie 11-7-73. 40 seconds played, final term.
So Anakie with work to be done. And it's going to be Parsons, decides to play on now to himself and goes long and over the top outside looking for Collins. Good body use.
Oh, that's body. Now that is body.
Mark goes back, goes to the centre of the ground. Rideau up in front, another good mark. So they're just working the way forward. Umpire calls play on now.
50.
Oh, no,
He's getting 50.
Is that for hanging on to him after he took the mark
so.
of it?
Yep.
So that'll get him just about right on the 50-metre line, I think. He's outside 50 there, inside 50. And he's in between the two. So he's just outside range here. But has the big fella Wilson. He looked like he's moving all right there from the goal square. He needs to stand and plop, or he can do it. Jimmy Hybens. Just take the ball. Nice looking kick off the boot. Good distance going towards the pocket, but it's got carry, but it hasn't got accuracy, and it's out of bounds on the full. So 10 metres around from behind post. Ling to take the recipient of the free kick. Just out there with the mushrooms. And, coming back now. So Brent Ling now has the ball back in his hands. Has options short if he wants to go there, but decides to transfer the ball and go out long. Goes looking for McHenry behind, spoils, taps the ball over the boundary line. Robbins sees it there. So it'll be a ball in right on the forward 50. Anakie's attacking into the ground. Umpire about to restart it and puts the ball in. Grundle takes front position, taps it further afield. Grozdanovsky, Mick comes up, doesn't take it in clean hand, but taps it up towards Grundle, goes to Cations, who then proceeds to run the ball over the boundary line on centre wing. So just no real urgency in this last quarter from either side. I suppose Inverleigh controlling it at the moment, don't need to do too much, but Anakie need to get the ball running. Ball tapped down nicely, ends up there in the hands of Brown, I think it is, who went backwards. Kicked round the corner, wasn't good. I think it went up in the trees.
Hutchinson.
It did. And on the right-hand side, Hutchie's saying it hit the tree inside the field of play and then bounced out.
And that's
so
what the field umpire's saying too.
That tree must overhang a fair way, doesn't it?
They're going to throw it in.
I think I've called it up like that before too. I know people can't hear what's been said on the boundary line, but umpire says it's hit the tree.
So what's the tree hanging over the ground?
Tree must be hanging over the ground. And it's going to be a ball up by the looks of it. So I don't know how that all works out, but they might have to get the chopper down for the rest of the week now. And the ball ends up.
Balled it up.
Yes, he did. The ball went down and it's picked up, cleared back towards Inverleigh's half-forward line. Going back with the ball now is Collins. Handball's back inside. Has Costello. Player wide is Smith, and he's in space by himself. Running player coming past is Parsons. But he does it alone and goes into the forward line looking for Culliver. Over the top it went. McHenry's with him. Culliver ends up with it. Handball's back to Rideau. He steps in and out of trouble. Went back and put the ball down. Handball up towards Kavanagh. Has time to steady. Goes looking towards Wilson. Under pressure. Going back is Dalton. Picked up there. Here's that man.
He's got another one! He's got another one! How good's this kid?
It's his sixth for the afternoon. And Anakie now to 12 goals, 779. Inverleigh on 12-16-88. We've gone 4 minutes, final quarter. Smith Holden, Bud Suzuki scoreboard.
Put him in the leg team.
Well, I tell you what, we knew they needed one, and we knew eventually who was going to kick it, and he never let us down. Got a question for you, though, and it's really getting in me craw. When the ball goes out over that other side of the ground, the ball is out of bounds.
But
That's what we know. The ball's out of bounds. It's either a throw-in or it's out in the full. Why would you ball it up?
I have no idea.
The only thing I can think of is the tree is hanging over, so if it hits the tree, it's a ball up.
Yes, correct.
Well, cut the bloody tree.
Well, that's what they need to do in the goal square because they're just about over the top too.
Yeah.
Back in the middle, and through low, goes through for Inverleigh, breaks free, does well, left foot kick towards the pocket. Brackley comes out, punched away from behind by Parsons, falls to the front of the pack, handball from Filet, gave it to Cations, drilled it beautifully to Hybens. And the big fella's taken the mark, 40 out, slight or acute angle. Going to be a tough kick from there. He's kicked 3 goals, 1. He'll be kicking right into the teeth of the wind.
Might have to ruck Miller and put Jimmy at Hybens at full forward.
Might have to too. Muir coming off.
Well, that would work, believe it or not.
Yeah,
that would work.
Yeah. So Hybens kicked 3 goals, 1. 45 out. Good kick. That's a great kick from the big man. So he puts his 4th on the board and the quick reply for Inverleigh. So they go to 13-16-94. They lead Anakie 12-7-79. That's on the Smiths Holden Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard. 6 minutes played.
Jeez, the writing's on the wall a bit. There's nothing worse than a kid who's kicked 5. He kicks his 6. It's inspirational. They run around. We're here. We're up. We're going to win this. And less than 2 minutes later, the opposition score one at the other end with a beautiful kick from the big fella in Hybens. And, gee, that really puts a dampener on their celebrations. They've got to come back hard now, Anakie.
Ball back in the middle of the ground, over the top. Dalton Grundle gets the ball down only as far as Berg, takes it, drops it down. Now it's a player working through as Hamer. He's taken high or pushed in the back. Umpire's allowed it to go on. Yes, he has. Goes long into the forward line. Over the back, Hybens, our goal.
Just stick him in the square for the Interleague.
5 for the second half. And Inverleigh now to 14-16. They lead Anakie on 12 goals, 7 and 6.5 minutes gone. Final quarter, Smiths Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Well, let me tell you something. These blokes do get injured playing football, fair enough. But if you get injured and go to full forward and kick 6 goals, then you can play next week.
I hope you're right.
I think the question's been asked of the opposition ruckman too to go back in and help out too. So
I'm not sure that he's got the talent and the ability up forward that Hybens has got. I think he's a ruckman and a ruckman only. Wasn't sure about Hybens either, but I am now.
He's got a bad back, I think, Luke Wilson.
Yeah, he's not well.
So back to the middle. Grundle and Kenner. Kenner this time gets it down. There is Wilson. Tries to create a path. A hold, said the umpire on Wilson.
It must have been from the front, was it?
Must have been. Somebody run past for a handball because I don't think you can kick it actually.
Well, he's looking for someone.
He's looking for a handball. Nobody running past him. He's got to kick it now. He goes long as he can towards Kenner. Goes up, punched away by Grundle. Followed it down. Ling's there as well. And he's happy to see it over the boundary line for a throw-in. 35 around from the Anakie goal. So throw-in. Kenner favours him. He gets it down. Gledhill, 55 out. Drills the pass. Punched away. Was that second effort mark? No, de Blasio. Got it away by hand to Hutchinson. Kicks it high in the air. Comes back towards half-back. Punched away. There's Wilson. He runs onto it. It'll sit for him. It does. Handballs it further afield. Kenner close to the boundary line. Does he keep it in? He does. He slicks the handball back to Berg. Missed the target. And Grundle got it away. Handball over the top to Cations. Billy. He can't pick it up. Right next to him is Gatt. Then he breaks free. He does well at half-back. Arches the back and goes towards towards centre wing. 2-on-2. Which way is it going to fall? The Hawks, they need another coming back. They don't have it. The ball doesn't sit, though, for Anakie. Then they get the ball away, so they're okay. They run back towards centre wing. Handball over the top. Long handball. Collins has got it. Centre wing on the outer side goes towards Wilson by himself. Can't bend over. Now he can. Handballs it backwards. Terrible handball. Hamer has got it for Inverleigh. Goes from centre wing. Good smother by Van Stebling, and it's over the Van Stebbing, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. 14-16, 100 Inverleigh. Anakie 12-7-79. We've played 9 minutes in the final term. Boundary throw-in on the outer side. Wilson tries to get it down to Collins. Couldn't take it with him. Handball out the back for Hutchinson. Chips the ball to Meehan. Smith goes up as well. Off the back, Filet. Needs to pick the footy up now. Got 3 against him. He does pretty well in the end to hold it up there, and it's going to be a ball up just forward of the centre circle for the Hawks, attacking the Northern in this final term. Ball up. Grundle. Wilson gets it down nicely. And they get the ball long. Anakie inside 50. Going up Kenner off the back of the pack. Ling will get there first. Which way is it going to bounce? He has to sit and wait. He's under pressure. He wants the safety of a rush behind and gets it. They go 12-8-80 Anakie. Inverleigh 14-16-100. 10 minutes played final term.
Little bit going on there between Gussie, Uccini and Bergie. They were teammates last year at Corio.
So Ling now with the ball goes out, goes wide, and it's going to be out the top. Over the mark comes Perrott. Can't take the ball. Picked up. Clearance is going to be through McHenry. Goes along centre wing. Nice looking kick. File it up. And good hands. So Jack Filet with the ball. Goes on the left foot. Goes quickly. Over the top of the lead-up player, and the mark has been taken back there, and it's Rickett. Moves a bit like Stevie, too.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, not a lot of...
Unfortunately, he's up the wrong end of the ground to win it from, though.
But Redoute comes up. He's presented pretty well, this fella, and he's taken another mark, and he turns and spins and goes into the centre half forward position. Kick wasn't good. In front, Hutchison. Front of the contest, Cations. Needs clean ball. Can't get it. Kavanagh collects it. Put the handball up. Ends up the hands with Phillips. Phillips went to ball and ends up with Costello over the top of the shoulder. Kavanagh runs inside 50 and kicks towards goal and through for a minor score. Kicking has been good up until the last couple of shots, but 12-9 now to the Anakie side. Inverleigh on 14-16. Still plenty of time left, but would need to say that they would need the next goal if they can get it.
I'll tell you what I'd do, Smitty. I'd find someone to go down back, and I'd get Nick Costello up the foot on. He's a proven goal kicker, kicks a lot of goals.
So Ling goes out wide again. Contest up to Blasio, over the top, not Mark. Wilson puts the ball down, only as far as Cations. Handball went to De Blasio, to Hamer, and now Grundle from the half-back line. Kicks in towards centre-half forward. Brackley, lead-up player. Spoil comes, ground level. Brackley picks it up, tackled. Ball ends up in the hands of Perrott, who steps out, goes to the goal square. Missed Hybens, ball runs behind him, picked up by Parsons. Going to take the easy way out, Tommy Parsons. No, he didn't. He didn't go through. Played on, went out back. And has Rickett in the back pocket, the other side of the ground, into the middle. Costello, Hamer going back with him. Good spoil, comes down to the front of the contest, picked up there. Grozdanovsky, Mick, goes back to Logue. Logue into the forward line, goes back looking for. Hybens prepared to stand, and coming across the front is Corey Collins, reading that flight of that ball well.
That's his bread and butter.
So Smith now has a lead, goes wide, but it's a shorter kick and finds Parsons. Still has Smith wide if he wants to go to him. Soles a bit of candy, goes round Gerard in the mark, goes long, looking for, and will find Phyllis. Can't take the mark. Kavanagh, interception has been good. Picks up the Gat. Gat goes back out to side to Smith. Smith long into the half forward line. Kenner, De Blasio, misses both. Cheney comes out, goes over the top. Grozdanovsky, Mick, little step kick. Finds Cation, has plenty of time, can turn and run, and takes off. Has a bounce, steadies himself, goes long. Target, Brackley again comes up, went through his hands, front and square. Hutchison over the top to Gerard, can stop. He went back into traffic. Now he's back on his left side, steadies towards goal, puts it in the breeze and through. Yes, no, marked right on the line, I think, says the umpire. Yep, passes it in.
Close.
It was right on the line. So the play now with Anakie. They transfer play to the far side of the ground. Grundle attacks the ball strongly, traps it, picks it up, went back inside. Handball goes to Perrott. Perrott now from inside 50. He runs, he's steady, loads up, goes long and misses. 14-17 Inverleigh, 12-9 to Anakie. Final quarter's gone 13 minutes. Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
So Corey Collins finds Robbins just on the ground, takes the mark. Left back pocket, or right back pocket, sorry. Goes back inboarded. Oh, well, McAuliffe was waiting for somebody else behind him, but there was nobody there for Anakie, so they turn it over and they give it away. At half forward now, Hutchinson wants to get back on his left, tried to handball it away, handballs, under pressure at half forward, both teams. They can't pick it up effectively. Perrott over the top of it. Oh, be careful there. Anakie come out the back door. Then they lose it. Grundle, short little kick towards Brackley. Sidestep, left foot kick towards the square. Coming out, Collins. Kept his eye on it, but then he fell over at the crucial stage. Gerard in the pocket. Left foot kick. I think he's missed everything out of it.
Don't kick him from there.
On the full. So it'll be a free kick to Anakie in the last line of defence. Just while we've got a minute while the ball comes back. Winch 11.672 East 18.10 118. Thompson 5.12.42 Werribee 23.18 156 powering away.
Geez, Mitch was close.
North 20.11 131 Belmont 2.8.20. Geelong West 11.10 76 leading Corio 8.11 59 and Bellpost Hill 17.18 120 leading Bannock 9.3 57.
So the ball kicked in from that fullback position or back pocket, goes over the top, going up, Canard picks the ball up, handballed underneath de Blasio's feet. We're looking for Van Stebbing, but the ball runs over the boundary line and will be thrown in just short of their centre wing position. And Grundle looking for a bit of a break. He's rucked most of the last quarter, thrown back in. Grundle able to tuck the ball forward, only as far as the Anakie defence, and it ends up with Filsner, who picks the ball up. He's a good kick left and right, goes out wide, Rideau. He's presented pretty well, has McHenry in hot presence. McHenry just taps the ball, and it will run over the boundary line, and will be thrown back into the field of play. So in between the full half forward and centre wing, Anakie's attacking edge of the ground. Ball thrown back in. McHenry over the top, has Logue, goes back on his left side, chips inside, kick wasn't good. Kavanagh, interception, been good for Anakie all day. One of their best, kicks over the top. That kick wasn't also that good, but it's going to end up in the hands here of Gledhill. He went to the ground, taken by Mann. He's just sitting over the top of it. He hasn't moved, and I'm not too sure what happened there.
Well, I don't know whether he actually got one in the head or he's pretending he got one in the head. But
Pretending.
I think he was pretending. He might be right there because the ball's in the hands of Meehan. Comes outside and finds Hamer. Hamer goes back inside. Poor kick. Kavanagh up over the top. Couldn't quite take the mark. Rosdanovsky picks the ball up. Fed the ball out to Robbins. Robbins over the top. Has Cations. Has awareness. Because he had that bloke coming at him. Went back to Robbins, who kicks into the full forward position. Hybens is waiting for it to go long, but it's going to be picked up there by Weisbrock, and he transfers play. Goes back outside. Corey Collins picking up kicks back there in defence. And Perrott standing his mark right now. Collins, short kick, up over the top.
Oh, no.
Mips Phyllis, ends up with Meehan, or he missed him as well. De Blasio overran the ball, ends up there with Kavanagh, ends over the top to Phyllis, goes back looking for Gatt, can pick the ball up, has a player behind him, didn't go that way. Now he needs to. He actually got foot to ball, so we'll pay that one. Ball taken off the contest. Good work from Hutchison. His handball misses the target. Haim is working hard. Meehan picks up, defends off, goes out wide. Kick's got too much on it, but it's going to hit the boundary line. Hit Perrott. He was taken high. Ball goes over the boundary line. And it's going to be thrown back into play. 17 minutes gone, final quarter. Smith Hold'em, Bloodsy scoreboard. Anakie, 12 goals, 9. Inverleigh on 14 goals, 7. And as I said, 17 minutes gone.
So throw in. Hawks into attack. Punch to the front of the pack. Hutchinson gets around, left foot. Has he brought it back far enough? He has to Hybens, who takes the mark. 3 metres out, right on the goal line. In between the goal post and the behind post. And he's kicked 5 this afternoon, the big fella. Let's try and wheel around very laconically as he does. Pop through the 6th. Comes in, kicks the goal. The big fella has done very nicely this afternoon. He's kicked 6 all in the second half. 15th for Inverleigh, 15-17, 107. They lead Anakie 12-9-81. Smith Hold'em, Bloodsy final quarter scoreboard, 18 minutes played.
Well, I was waiting and waiting in hope of a comeback and a couple of goals the other way.
Well, they've had a couple of chances, haven't they?
They've had their chances, and we sort of
broken down here, though.
They have a couple of times. Again, the half-back flank line for Inverleigh's been terrific, but as I said, I've been waiting and waiting, but I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call it. She is over.
Yep, I think you're right.
But it's been a spirited effort by the Roos out here at Anakie today.
Oh, geez, Werribee. 26-19, 175.
Well,
Thompson, 5-12.
That was always going to happen when blokes like John Mitchell tip him. Always.
I reckon that might have been tongue-in-cheek, though. I reckon he'd have to be. He's not that dumb, is he?
Yes, he is.
So there's a high tackle there in the middle of the ground, and Robbie Lowe's going to be the recipient of the free kick. So.
Would you work for a program called #GiddyUp? No. Told you it should have been called Talking Rubbish.
So Robbie Lowe with the recipient of the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Just looking to put Inverleigh back into attack again, goes long. Half forward line, goes over the top. Mark's not taken there. Gerard dives in the ball.
Well, they finally picked up a head-eye tackle.
51 half dozen the other. The contact below the knees. I don't know whether we ride with that one week and then not the next. But Garrard goes in, goes short, looking for Grundle. And he's stretched up and has taken the mark. So Dalton Grundle has 1 goal, 3 for the afternoon. Can go back and kick his second.
On top of the goal-kicking list before today's round too, young Dalton.
Yes.
It's a pretty good effort in the first year in senior football.
Carrying the ruck duties with young Dan Grosdanowski at the moment. So Dalton Grundle comes in, 25 metres out from goal, almost directly in front. Chips at the ball. Ball goes up and has the carry. Umpire's gone back, tells me it's going to be a goal. So Dalton Grundle now has his second of the afternoon and the 16th for Inverleigh. 16-17 Inverleigh and 12 goals, 9 to Anakie. Final quarter's gone 20 minutes. Smith Holden, both Suzuki scoreboard.
They've done it again, haven't they, Inverleigh? And I'm still not quite sure whether they've got the talent and the ability to match the Bellpost Hills or the North Geelongs. But by geez, if they're close at three-quarter time against anybody, they'll be a chance. Because again, I'll say it, I think they're the fittest team in the competition.
So back to the middle. Grundle, Wilson. Grundle gets it down. Grosdanowski off the centre wing position, pushed off it by Berg. Back to Wilson, off a step. Oh, luck's of fortune. Rid out.
He's been good, this kid.
Got a bit of cramp too, I think, or something there.
Lost his boot.
Has he? Chips the ball over the top to Berg. Right on 50 and shoot for goal. So Daniel Berg.
Well, the calls come and go for goal. I don't think there was ever any doubt he was going to do that.
He's kicked 1 today, goes in. He's kicked 2 today. It's a good kick. Missed it just to the... No, that's a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a goal.
I don't know
It's
what
a goal.
Brentling's doing. He's called a goal. Oh, here we go.
Nah, it's a goal.
Oh.
It's a goal.
It's a goal, you idiot.
Goal. Thank you very much.
Now Daniel Berg kicks his second. 13th for Anakie. 13-9-87. Trailing Inverleigh 16-17. 113. What's Bretling doing?
Well, I don't know. He's almost down on his hands and knees begging to the goal umpire to change his decision. I'll give you the mail, son. He ain't going to change it. Get on with the game.
Absolutely. 16-17, 1-1-3 Inverleigh. Anakie 13-9-87. Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki, final quarter score. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Replay.
Don't go there. 22 minutes played, final term. Don't go there.
I'm confused. I don't know what. I must have missed something there.
Well, he obviously reckons he's marked it in front of the line.
Yeah, it was a goal.
I don't know how he could do that, because as he stepped back, he stepped into a big lunk of cow poop.
So in the middle of the ground, Wilson to Berg, and Berg goes into the half-forward line quickly. Phyllis runs out and is looking for the ball. He's going to pick it up. Over the back he goes to Smith. Smith round the boundary line. Good smother there from McHenry. The ball stays in the field of play. Smith goes back and collects it again. Over the top, McHenry. Fed the ball out, but coming the other way was Phyllis. Goes back and collects it. Gets his boot to ball. Smother from Macini. Picked up by Casey's Billy. Goes back to the centre wing position. Rideau picks the ball up. Good
Right
chip
out.
inside to Wilson. Wilson steady. Stops. Props.
Oh.
Torpedo.
Inside out.
Yeah, nearly went all the distance too, and it's through for a minus score. Anakie now to 13 goals, 10 in release on 16-17. 23 minutes gone, final quarter, so Brentling this time will kick in and have no doubt that the decision's the right one. He kicks from the point of the square and goes out wide to the half-back line. In front, Grundle up in front, takes the mark.
Very big.
He's just got bad spoiled by his teammate.
Yeah.
Hayne will come over the top, but Grundle with the ball. Decides to chip the ball short, went looking and found Filet. So Filet now is going to go back, or was thinking about it. Decides to change his mind and go round the boundary line. Centre wing. Target, Perrott, up in front. Mark not taken. Logue just swoops on it. Now he has the run. Takes his first bounce. Chase is required. He takes his second. Steps with his third. Nearly lost it. Went back on his left side and handballs into the forward pocket. Brackley steadies himself from the pocket. Kicks towards goal. Kicks out of bounds in the full, I would think. And that's what he's done. Had Hyman standing in space by himself. Took on the duties, and it's going to be Rickett in that full back position to do the kicking or resulting free kick from the out of bounds to the full. A little short one over the top. Parsons takes the mark. Has a player running inside. Call the play on now by the umpire. Not too sure where to go, so he goes towards centre wing. Set Corey Collins a real task. He's 2-on-1 out there. For him, the ball goes over the boundary line, so it's some relief, and it will be thrown back in. So at 24 and a half minutes in the last quarter, Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard sees Anakie on 13-10, Inverleigh on 16-17.
Boundary umpire, out of side.
It's getting a bit dark over there too.
Yeah, it is. Wilson gets it down. Roved up by Grobstanovsky. Daniel goes towards centre half forward.
Mark it.
Mark it, please. Handball comes over the top. Anakie were away, but they might have turned the ball over. Hamer's done well. Picks it up. Back in board. Wobbly kick might be all right. Falls in over Brackley. He goes back and gets it. Then he gets wrapped up. Oh, he just gets the kick away under pressure. Play on the call. Kick around the corner from Filet is pretty good. Goes to the goal line. Hybens gives it back. He did pretty well to Parrott.
He bent it on purpose.
He did do it. He knew Parrott was there, James Hybens. And just happened to be able to tap it back towards Lockie Parrott, who was standing in the goal square in support, and he kicks his second. And the 17th for Inverleigh. They go to 17-17, 119. They lead Anakie 13-10, 88. Smith Holden Blood Suzuki, final quarter scoreboard, 25 and a half played.
Wouldn't you think they'd take him from the ground now? Like, he's obviously not fit. Unless they've got nothing sitting on the bench that can actually go back out there. Rusler hasn't been on in the quarter, and I'm not too sure what else they've got available, but
I don't think he's playing next week anyway. He's got a bye.
Well, he better not have. He'd be suspended.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Wilson goes up, and it's Grundle that takes it out of the contest. Handball misses Grozdanovsky, picked up by Smith of Anakie, and goes into their full forward position. Bounce, where does it go? Ling gets the ball. Radote swoops on it, kicks round the corner, and he misses. Could have been a bit of a push in the back there, but got away with that one. De Blasio, 13
he had
goals
on his left.
11 to the Anakie side, and 17-17 to Inverleigh. With Ling now to do the kicking in duties once again. Has de Blasio wide. He's going to go that same position, far side of the ground, looking for Dalton. Grundle, he's up, but he doesn't even get to the contest. Ground level, ball is picked up. Kicked round the corner. I think it was McAuliffe. Found Gledhill. Thinks he's in range. Gledhill decides to play on now and steps around the bloke on the mark. Kicks towards goal, and he has got a goal this afternoon. That's his first goal, and the 14th now for the Anakie side. 14-11. They trail Inverleigh on 17-17. 27 minutes gone. Final quarter. Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Well, not only have they matched it with it for most of the day, they haven't given up the Anakie boys, have they? They're going to fight it right out to the finish, and that was some good footy too played there. And look, I think they can only look up from this Anakie. I think they'll go all right next week and the week, or not next week, but if they can continue the form like this against the side that we believe will be in the top 3 or 4, then things are looking okay for them.
Play Carayo. Then Bell Post Hill.
Well,
then Thompson here.
Well, they could get 2 out of the next 3.
Then Winch and Bannock.
3 out of the next 5 are a chance. So, that'll give them some, something to look at.
Back in the middle, Grundle. Wilson gets it down. Trying to get to Gledhill, the last goal scorer, on the sand pit. Umpire lets them go. Now they have to come in and ball it up.
Mind you, you've got to give Inverleigh a bit too. They didn't play well. They haven't played the footy that they've been dishing up but they've still gone on and won the game. So, good, well done to them too.
A ball up. Wilson goes up, tries to slap it down to Gledhill again, wrapped up. Grobstanovsky, Michael. Now Brown goes wide. Oh, good mark over the back. Rickett. Short little kick. It's okay. Collins thought about the kick, then got the handball. They break free, go towards centre half forward. Gledhill by himself. Got enough weight on it. He handballs it outboard. McAuliffe, kick around the corner towards Berg. Used the body nicely.
Well done, Bergie. Good play.
Just made sure he had enough space to work the ball into. He's kicked 2 this afternoon. Daniel Berg, 40 out, 45-degree angle. Comes in, good kick. Look at that, straight through the middle.
What about that one, Lingy?
Beautiful. Yeah, what about that one? So he's kicked his 3rd. 15th for Anakie, 15-11, 101. They trail Inverleigh 17-17, 119. And that's on the Smith Holden Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard, 29 minutes played.
Well, I'll say it again. They're not giving up. They're running out the game, which is great to see. And I tell you what, there was a rumour that Paul Price may not be out of interleague contention either. because he actually played in the twos at Winch today and played a great game. So they might even put him in.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
He played in the twos at Winch today, and he's running a half marathon tomorrow. He's an
Good
idiot.
luck to him. So the ball in the hands of Lowe, goes to Grozdanovsky, steps back inside, his tackle brought down, has to be a free kick, Anakie's way, and umpire says that's the true situation with Phyllis. He's been all right today. I don't mind the way he's played his game yet. So he has the ball now. Needs to drive the ball long. Went sideways. Has to be a good kick. Collins out in front. Ball is going to be a 2-on-1 situation now, and it's going to be picked up there by Cations. In space by himself. Chased by Walmsley. Kicks into the half-forward line. Kick wasn't that well directed, and it's going to run over the boundary line on the half-forward line for the Inverleigh side. Umpire now about to restart it. Looks like Mick Grozdanovsky's going to do the ruck work up against Wilson. Wilson taps the ball down. Picked up there by Grozdanovsky, went round the corner. Parsons coming the other way. Handballs over the top of the contest. Went back towards the boundary line. And players now content to see it over at the 30-minute mark. Not much time left in this game, you wouldn't think. Young bloke out in front of us just doing a stretch. Tight hamstrings, a bit like myself. Been a busy day.
I was going to say, he's run a bit further than you today.
So Wilson over the top, sweeps it back into the centre corridor. Went towards Perrott, he tapped it further afield. Cations thought he had it, but it's picked up. Anakie away. McAuliffe ends up there in the hands of Parsons, who goes long into the forward line. Went looking for and is trying to find his teammate. And it's going to run back towards the Bosley boundary line. Roosler's on the field now. It's his first run for the last quarter and a bit, I think. So maybe they had a bit more bench than I thought.
Well, I guess they thought they'd probably leave Highlands on just in case they need to kick them extra couple of goals.
30 minutes into the last, you think it'd be pretty safe.
Oh, yeah.
So the ball thrown back in. Grundle, Dalton over the top. The ball comes down. Anakie win the possession of it. Gleadhill went back to it. Went to McAuliffe. Tried to boast his way out of there. Unfortunately, couldn't do so with a contest there. So the ball will be thrown up about 25, 30 metres out from goal. So we wouldn't think much time left in this contest. Ball thrown up. Taps out. Goes towards Lowe. He's taken to the ground. High contact, says the umpire. And 50. So Robbie Lowe, recipient of a 50-metre free kick here. I reckon by the time he gets to where he's going to take it, the sign will go. Although they have kicked a few goals, haven't they?
Yep.
5 and 4, so 9 goals. Might run for 36. We might be still here for another 4 or 5. Hope Kyle's got lights down there, mate, because you might need him to get there.
Don't worry about Cole. They got to go through the Brisbane Rangers to get home. I'll run into some kangaroos.
Good luck.
So the ball kicked into the half-forward line, picked up by Perrott, taken high. Handball goes back towards Robbins. Robbins steps inside 50, goes towards Brackley. Brackley leads out, takes a strong mark. So Brackley now for about 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. Parsons hasn't been a bad player, but didn't leave Brackley much space there, but just arrived a little bit late.
I like him, actually. He gets his body in some good positions, Brackley. Probably hasn't held on to as many today as I thought he might have, but he looks like he's going to be a good player.
So Brackley comes in directly in front of goal to put Inverleigh's 18th. That's a bit of a shank,
Except that
you
he
would call
can't kick.
And it's going to be his 18th point, not the 18th goal. So 17-18 Inverleigh, 15-11 to Anakie. 33 minutes gone, final quarter. Smith's Holden, Bloodsuki scoreboard.
They might call for the lights, Smitty.
Call for something.
Collins kicks in short. Gatt takes the mark. Plays on now. Goes long to centre wing. Oh, over the back. Oh, third in line, Smith.
Well, you've got the mark, son. Go back and kick the footy.
So Smith from centre wing to half forward. Grundle gets back there. No mark. Phyllis can't take it with him. Now he can. Gets around.
Handball, no.
Right foot kick towards Berg. Oh,
well done.
well,
he dropped it.
Oh, geez, I thought the mark was there from
See,
Rusler. Over the top, Hutchinson. Cations, Alex gets it across the face of goal. It's okay. Kick around the corner. That came from Michael Grozdanovsky. Out looking for a teammate there in McHenry. Can't find him though. Successfully out of bounds for a throw in. Left half forward, Anakie into attack. And boundary throw in. Wilson goes up. Side of the pack. Ball came down towards centre wing. Hawks with the numbers. They get the handball over the top. Doesn't sit for Cations, though. Coming the other way, Gat. Ball spills free. Collins wrapped up by Cations, not going anywhere. And it'll be a ball up centre wing on the outer side. 34 minutes gone. Seriously.
I think your 36 is looking good, Smithy.
Yeah,
Wilson, big tap away. Ettridge taps it on. Cations goes the other way. He can't, well, he threw it out in the end behind him. Collins is there. Ball finally gets clear and came from Michael Grozdanowski close to the boundary line. Out of bounds off hands.
Tell me this, Jace.
Yes, Richard.
If there was no time on, how long does the quarters go for?
I thought it was 20.
22, isn't it?
22, is it? 22.
Well, I thought it was 20. But even if say it's 20
plus time on.
that means we've got 16 minutes of time on. That's a lot of minutes of time on for stoppages and goals. I can't see where that comes from.
No, especially when you've got two of them, 2 36-minute quarters in a game where we've had 17 and 15 goals.
Yeah.
A boundary throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Punched away by Billy Cations.
We got a central score?
Oh,
I didn't want them last week. Last week I kept going blah, blah, blah when you tried
it's
to
all
give
over, mate. 26-19, 175. Oh, ball's still in here. I thought it was out. Sorry. Now it
Now
is.
it's
There's
not.
the
It's out
siren.
now.
It's out now. There is the siren. So Inverleigh go on to win their fifth game of the year. They go to 5-1, 17-18, 120. They have defeated Anakie 15-11.